I don't know what to do. Really. Recently I feel so tired, almost exhausted. The point is that my daughter acts rather weird. No, she doesn't attack anyone, nothing like that. But she remains silent all the time. She doesn't speak to anyone. It started a year ago. Kelly grew up as a normal, happy child. She was so excited about everything. At least she seemed to be. Well, I guess I should say she adored me until her 13th birthday and talked to me all the time. And now she is always silent. I would think that it was me who hurt her somehow, but she doesn't speak not only with me, but with everyone else too. She doesn't speak with her mother either. And also with her friends and teachers, she doesn't study well enough. Her record card is full of Fs. And she used to be one of the best students. To be honest, I can't understand what happened. She turned from a sweet, sociable child into a cruel, silent girl. Every day she comes back from school, goes to her room, and turns the music as loud as possible. That's awful. A normal person can't exist properly with such music. I can't even hear my football games, although the commentators are rather noisy guys. Certainly, I tried talking to her. I caught her after classes for she not to sneak into her room. Can you guess what happened? It didn't help at all. I was speaking and she remained silent. She even didn't look at me. Kelly just stood there like a stone statue. It felt as if she was just waiting for me to finish my speech. When my patience ended and I felt that I'm done with this, I just ended everything and locked her in the room. Yes, I know it sounds weird, but what would you do if your daughter treated you so dismissively? She could at least argue with me, call me names, or just blame me. But no, she just didn't speak at all. And that was much worse. I could hardly bear that. My wife also tried talking to Kelly. She had the same result. There was no action, only disrespect, silence, and faraway looks. Now we're feeding her on the clock. We just leave the plate at her door. And she's having her breakfast at school. Fortunately, it's free. All her classmates think she's a weirdo. Recently, she was talking to everyone, and now she doesn't even answer teachers' questions. At first, they were mad, giving her Fs, kicking her out of the classroom, and calling us to the principal's office. Then they calmed down and decided to save their nerves. They don't ask her and just check her homework and test papers. That's it. Kelly's classmates make fun of her. Another thing is that they keep saying that it is me who hurt her. Look at me. How could I hurt my own daughter? Even more serious, they say that we cut Kelly's tongue. How could they think such nonsense? And she doesn't care. She's walking all silent and pays zero attention, as if she doesn't belong to this reality. It seems like she exists in her own world. But why, my dear, why? What happened that day? I'm a perfect father. I earn money for my family, don't have any bad habits, and I've always done everything for her from the time she was born. So it's not my fault. Maybe she has some love affair. A lot of teens have one. But why she keeps closing up? I definitely should look through her stuff. Maybe I'll find some clues there. And if I find something, that guy should be scared. For now, my wife and I decided to take Kelly to a psychologist. A good specialist would definitely help her. To be honest, I was thinking about more profound treatment. Maybe we should send her somewhere. I think that some sanatorium would be a good place for her. What if she's just tired? And as a last resort, I thought about the asylum. Don't look at me that way. Maybe doctors would be able to cure her, and she would stop all that. Sorry. I know that sometimes I become too excited about all this, but it is so hard to cope with Kelly. My lovely daughter turned from a normal kid into some crazy person. I don't know where one can help her, and only asylums come to mind. Her mother is exhausted because of all this. You should see her. She's lost some weight and has black circles under her eyes. Her hands are shaking. She can't even recognize her daughter because she worries too much. And my wife would probably agree to send our girl to the asylum. Otherwise, I'll have to send her as well. Don't be so surprised. That's legitimate. I was also thinking about the orphanage. That's in case there wouldn't be a reason for asylum. Of course, I love my dear Kelly, but is she still my daughter? How could that creature function properly in modern society and be a part of a decent family? I don't think it can. Kelly needs help. Someone should help her become normal again. Let's see what the psychiatrist will tell us. Though I honestly think that Kelly doesn't belong here. We will definitely bring her back when she'll feel better. Just look at her mother. How can we live like that? What do you think about my decision? What would you do being in my shoes?
Hi, my name is Kelly, and as I'm clearly demonstrating, I'm not mute. And Daddy dearest, not speaking doesn't have anything to do with my hearing. I heard perfectly well what my father just told you. My father pretends to be a saint. He acts like he wouldn't hurt a fly. I swear, he probably feels that the only thing his image is missing is a halo. But I'd love to hear how such a good father could so easily give up on his daughter and abandon her to an asylum. How could such a good person condemn his own flesh and blood to suffer alone and be told that I'm incomplete, that I need to be fixed? Seriously? Even with good intentions, how could anyone excuse that? But no, my dear. His motivations are far from pure. Because of him, I've been silent for almost a year now. I've been too scared to talk. I can't speak to anyone. If I start, I fear I won't stop until I tell the whole truth about my father. And after what he's done to me, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a life sentence in prison. He's an awful person, the worst anyone could ever imagine, a truly terrifying man. If he finds me after I tell the world, I'm sure he will destroy me one way or another, just like he did with my mother. You think it was me and my silence that caused all of that? No, it was my father. She's been humiliated by him for years. He hits her every day. He's also cheating on her with different women all the time. And more than that, he brings them here, into our home. It's disgusting. And my mother, she has to put up with it. She's also terrified. Any opinion that might be her own has long since been beaten out of her. She's just a lifeless shell now. My father told her that he will take away everything from her, leave her on the streets with no means to support herself, no one to protect her daughter from his anger. That's why we try to live as quietly as possible. But I won't stand for it anymore. I don't have a choice. I have to stay silent and survive. That's all I've been able to do. You can't imagine how hard it's been for me, for us. I've lost everyone I love. I can't even talk to my own mother anymore. She's not even a person anymore. I'm just scared. I don't want to pretend that everything's fine in our family. I remain silent. It's all I can do to just get by day to day. It takes all of my strength just to live. The universe might be out to get me, but it will never take away my resolve to survive. Never. Well, he thinks I've just been a stupid, silent girl. I've been collecting evidence. I know that he isn't just a tyrant, he's also a thief. He's been stealing hard-earned money from my mother this whole time. She can't afford anything because she doesn't have enough money. So we can't run away. We're stuck. We're trapped. She doesn't live her life to the fullest. She just exists. I've tried to fight him, believe me, but he beat me hard. And he did it carefully so my face wasn't bruised. Though I could hardly breathe and it hurt to walk, to sit, to even lie down. That was the day I decided to stop talking. At least until they take me to a therapist. People around us are starting to worry, starting to question, what's wrong with me? Why don't I talk? He's gonna have to do something about me eventually. And there I'll be able to tell the truth. I could put him in jail. I want him to pay for the sins he's done. I need him to feel the pain and the abandonment we felt. My father should know how it feels to be humiliated like me and my mother. I don't yet know for sure how we would live without his support, but I'm perfectly sure that we'd survive. We've lasted this long. I just need to hold out a little longer. I need someone with power to hear my story and the truth. Maybe they could be a witness in the trial against my father. This way he won't be able to sentence me to an asylum or to an orphanage like he keeps threatening. He won't be able to get rid of all of his dirty secrets so easily. The whole world will soon know who he really is and what he's done to his family. He should pay for how he's effed up my life, my mental health, and my everything. And he needs to finally pay. He needs to be locked away where no one can ever help him again. And now you too know my story. This is my first step in getting help. Please share it around the world. He needs to go far, far away.
So who's really to blame here? Tell us your opinion in the comments. Leave some likes, share the vid with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you next time.